LEGO has released hundreds of Star Wars sets.
Impossible.
And produces 30 to 40 each year.
Why isn't it possible?
Here are the greatest Star Wars sets from every year.
I don't think you have the facilities for that, big man.
Oh, come on, give him a chance.
Starting off with the early years, we're gonna have some rough entries.
Disgusting!
And in LEGO Star Wars debut year, the TIE Fighter and Y-Wing stands out from the rest. This features a decent representation of Darth Vader's TIE Fighter as well as the Y-Wing, and a Darth Vader minifigure. Not a bad start.
But it can be better.
Oh no! Anyway.
In its sophomore year, the Trade Federation AAT takes the cake. This is the first rendition of this model that has been replicated numerous times since.
Another one.
The set used a UFO piece to pull off the curved base of the tank. And I also really like the tan color scheme here, and I think a lot of other fans did too.
That's not what I said at all. Don't put words in my mouth. Bruh.
2001 was an underwhelming year for Star Wars.
Boring!
But we saw the first of many display sets come out that year. The Tantive 4 is an absolute unit. No minifigures included here, but this 1700 piece build will definitely draw attention on the shelf.
Can you stop looking at me?
Excuse me?
Stop looking at me, please.
What the fuck?
LEGO was still in their experimental Technic phase in 2002, but there were some definite winners, like the Imperial Star Destroyer, which completely demands attention.
Are you paying attention?
It has such a rugged and grounded look that I think is missing in Star Wars sets today. And considering the time of its release,
2002.
this set was absolutely massive.
That's quite big.
2003 was the first of many great years for the Star Wars theme, and it marks the year of the most sought-after collector's item, Cloud City. The set itself isn't entirely exciting,
So it is.
but it holds so much value and prestige, and in my opinion,
You can give us your opinion.
perfectly captures everything great about LEGO Star Wars.
I love you. I love you. I love you. Wow, that was weird.
I don't know why, but I love this set so much. Maybe it's nostalgia, but the Mos Eisley Cantina was my favorite set from 2004. Included is Luke's land speeder, which honestly hasn't even changed much throughout the years.
I like that. It's like if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
And 5 minifigures. And of course the Cantina itself. Nothing too crazy here, just a lot of nostalgia.
Cantina customer has a criminal record or a weapon. Solo freaking shot a dude in some Jedi for deputation.
2005 was a killer year with all the Revenge of the Sith sets, but for me, the Death Star 2 is the best from that year. I actually prefer this version of the Death Star over the other sets. And going back to the Star Destroyer, this set has a unique, rough aesthetic that I think really works well. This set is massive with over 3,000 pieces, and even includes a mini-scale Star Destroyer, which is a nice touch.
I gotta tell you, it was perfect. Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute details.
Put those nostalgia goggles back on because Jabba's sail barge is the best set of 2006 for me. I think they did a really good job recreating the scene from Return of the Jedi, and I think the sail barge itself is really well made. You get 8 minifigures in the set, including Boba Fett.
I am Boba Fett.
And Jabba the Hutt. And even a Rancor pit.
So good and tasty?
Probably one of the most unique sets to ever come out of the Star Wars theme is the Motorized Walking AT-AT. This is classic LEGO Star Wars at its best, and it's a shame we haven't seen the motorized functions in other Star Wars sets, although I'm still holding out hope that we do.
Please, please just hear me out, please.
There it goes again. What are you gonna do? It's a motorized AT-AT. It's pretty damn cool.
Stepping into the realm of clone army building, we have the Republic Attack gunship. This is my personal favorite iteration of this gunship. Everything about it is pretty much perfect. And in 2008,
You sold 2000 and late.
everyone was trying to get their hands on one of these to round out their clone army.
I need it!
Great minifig selection here, incredible playability. This is one of the greats.
Aim right above the fuel cells.
Good call, my young Padawan.
Gee, thanks.
And continuing in the clone theme, we have the highly sought after Republic dropship with AT-AT. This is one of the most expensive Star Wars sets on the secondary market. And unlike the previous entry, this gunship came with a built-in Technic handle, so your set doesn't fall apart.
Yeah, that's probably for the best.
And of course you can use the gunship to carry the AT-AT, which was an awesome play feature.
You call this a diplomatic solution?
No, I call it aggressive negotiations.
I like that.
2010 was an easy win for the Imperial Shuttle.
Come on, man! That's too easy!
Sorry, Turbo Tank. This is such an awesome looking ship, and this is one of the best Star Wars sets in general. It used a mix of Technic and system elements to create the sturdy wings, and I think the set is one of the best display sets ever made.
Just slipped out of his hands.
You were the chosen one!
2011 was another pretty good year for Star Wars. And the Super Star Destroyer is my pick for the best of the year. This one is a serious menace. There's so much detail on top to create this mini-scale-esque effect. There's also some interior playability and 5 minifigures, firmly securing its spot on my list. Drop a like if you are enjoying this video on the first ever LEGO YouTube channel.
Stop the cap.
What if he's telling the truth?
It changes everything.
In 2012, LEGO recreated arguably the most famous Star Wars character to near perfection with R2-D2. And I'm actually surprised it took them 13 years to create a brick-built large-scale model of the character.
What took you so long?
How dare you?
I'm a huge fan of location-based sets, and the Ewok Village is a prime example of a location set done right.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's packed with details from the Return of the Jedi, added in play features like rotating trees and a slide, and a whopping 17 minifigures.
No. No, please don't die. No.
2014 was yet again a great year for Star Wars, and how could I not pick the UCS Sandcrawler? Well, just like this, I guess.
You're insane.
Because I'm gonna have to go with the Mos Eisley Cantina. For $70, this set has so much value. 8 minifigures, including Greedo, Obi-Wan,
You don't need to see his identification.
Luke Skywalker,
But I was going into Toshi Station to pick up some power converters.
and 3 musicians. And great playability, like being able to fold up the cantina. This is easily the best of the year.
Hey, we don't serve their kind here. What do you mean by that?
Next up is the recently retired UCS Slave 1. This is my favorite vehicle in all of Star Wars, and this is far and away the best version to date. LEGO did such an amazing job recreating this odd-shaped ship, and I think it's one of the most underrated Star Wars sets out there.
Like a panther. Yes?
We don't do that here.
Jumping down in size, we have the AT-ST Walker. This is, in my opinion, the best version of the Walker we've seen. All the details here perfectly reflect its cinematic counterpart. This is based off Rogue One, so you don't get any original trilogy minifigures, but this is a pretty solid entry for a $40 set.
You're a hard man to find, Galen. But farming. Really? Man of your talents?
It's about time.
I would be crazy not to pick one of the greatest LEGO sets of all time in 2017 with the UCS Millennium Falcon. This set pretty much shook the LEGO community upon its release because it completely dwarfed the previous version from 2007, and it remains the most expensive and one of the greatest LEGO sets of all time.
I'm getting pretty good at this.
I think 2018 brought one of the most underrated sets, and that's Betrayal at Cloud City. I will admit, from a visual perspective, this one seems a bit off.
Oh, it's so ugly.
But it's packed to the brim with treats, including a modular design, an incredible minifigure selection, and even included a scaled-down version of Boba Fett's Slave 1.
I am C-3PO Human Cyborg Relations. My facilities are at you.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you, we don't care.
2019 saw some great sets like the Tantive 4 and Darth Vader's castle, but nothing comes close to the Imperial Star Destroyer UCS set.
No chance.
This is like a display set on steroids. With almost 5,000 pieces, this is quite the building project. Only 2 minifigures thrown in here, but it doesn't even matter with a ship like this because the set itself is the main attraction, and it even included a mini scale Tantive 4.
Go, 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 go! He's gone.
I don't think so.
Wow, that's f***ing scary.
2020 was a bit of a rough year for LEGO Star Wars, just as anyone else. But we did see some good sets that year, like the Master Builder series Mos Eisley Cantina. But the Razorcrest is my pick for the year. This is of course the smaller version of Mando's ship, but fans were eager to get their hands on the set, and I think LEGO did a fine job.
I don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal.
Got him! Big ferret!
2021 was surprisingly tough as we saw a newer version of R2-D2 along with a UCS gunship, but I would be mistaken not to pick the UCS AT-AT, which is an absolute beast of a set. It has almost 7,000 pieces, fully movable legs, and 9 minifigures, making this not only the best of the year, but one of the best of all time. And in 2022, we saw an updated version of the Razorcrest, and this set is quite the spectacle. Of course, being a UCS set, the attention to detail here is second to none.
That's good.
Click here to see my full ranking of LEGO Star Wars sets.